Instant beef cupcakes. Muscles grow when you move up in weight. Yes, but your exercise can't be 15 seconds long. Let us assume for a moment, for the sake of this argument, that a body is like an organism that can live without a fully functional brain, as many of your peers and most of your teachers so perfectly demonstrate. This organism, then, is not adapted to understand short bursts of activity as a signal for growing muscle. It will see it as standard operations, some confusion maybe, and then percolate a bit of tiredness and some aches. The aches that you feel at the gym do not come from the weight, unfortunately. They come from you being already sick from a sedimentary lifestyle. Think of it this way. It means that your body is moving towards a dormant state, a dying state. We are animals, and when we stay in one place for too long, it means that we are badly hurt, and our body will let us pass in comfort. Your couch is triggering a comfort state because it's so insanely unnatural when compared to what we really are. Animals. Powerful animals. So when you start doing exercises relative to this state, your body will be offended. Your muscles will be kind of in a dormant state. It was expecting to fade away, and now you're fighting. A prolonged stay on the couch told the body that you lost and gave up, and now you are lifting. You have become active again. You're fighting after such a long pause. How odd. This organism does not have the programming for breaking out of the comfort of death. It thought that you were done. Alas, the aches go away in less than a month. Now, ladies, that does not mean you will be in pain for 2 or 3 weeks. The pain gets smaller and smaller just after a couple of days. You have to come back to the gym. Maybe every other day at first. I once took a week off, but then I made fun of myself. Don't be like me. Now, if you overdo it, like boys do it by lifting way too heavy, that's just flat out injury. Injury to show off, injury for dumb and really stupid reasons. The pain I described is from starting in the beginning with the lightest of dumbbells, reawakening your body. But this kind of injury pain, that's just irresponsible. Do not do that. Before we talk about your muscles growing, you have to understand that exercise is just aerobics with dumbbells. It was all perfectly figured out in the 1980s. What you see everyone doing at the gym right now, that comes from some show producer asking a bodybuilder to just lift 10 times, 3 times will get you through 3 angles right here and you can go home. I don't know what he was saying, but it was definitely not workout instructions. Yeah, the 1980s workout videos were perfect, only missing one little thing. It was probably also lost in translation. It sounds like I'm making this up, but I'm really not. What was missing was the fact that once you are able to work out for 1 full hour with your really light dumbbells, so just dancing with dumbbells for 1 hour. Then you start mixing in the heavier dumbbell. Yeah. And then let the heavier dumbbell take over. So the aerobics person would start with 3 pounds, get comfy with it. Early on, it just takes a month or so. And then start working out with 5 pounds, which is much greater challenge. And then continue on going by 2.5 pounds to 7.5 and 10 and 12.5 and 15. By the time you get to 15, 17, you are huge. But also there are some additional side rules. You can't just swing the dumbbells. You have to perform real, meaningful standing dumbbell exercises in a cycle, and thus without rest. The exercises are dumbbell curls, shoulder presses, and lateral raises, and each works pretty much a different set of muscles. That is how you cycle around and really just keep going without stopping. And of course, you are dancing, flexing, turning, twisting, walking back and forth, sticking out like a dancer in the middle of a really strange place where no one's doing the correct thing. This is really important. Like when people start lifting and they freeze their body and can't move, don't want to move. Yeah, that's completely backwards wrong. By flexing, twisting, and turning and remaining flexible and controlling the weights in your arms, you are turning the standing dumbbell exercise, somewhat surprisingly, into a full body exercise. So the dumbbells that you are holding in your hands are actually helping your legs grow and get, well, really big, really broad. I'm not sure why people freeze while performing their exercises. They're thinking isolating muscles, but are they thinking beyond that? Well, if you have 650 skeletal muscles, why would you want to work on them one at a time? Is it technical or something? Do you want to look impressive? I honestly don't know what's going on. I look at the modern gym and I'm just baffled. Just 1980s aerobics with progressively heavier dumbbells. Just as soon as you are ready to mix in a little bit of heavier dumbbell, do it. And then keep adding more and more and let that replace your older weights. And then you just move on up, higher and higher and higher. It is a rare creature that wants to lift more than 20 pounds per hand. Your arms get really big and it's kind of weird, and you're not really sure if you want to stretch your skin because, kind of the whole point of losing weight and transforming your body to be slim and beautiful is not to have any weird skin issues and whatnot. And here you are with arms the size of your head. That's not something that's necessary. So 20 pounds is probably the absolute maximum that you have to worry about. But get this, it's not only the isolating of muscles and also every machine at your gym that's completely wrong, but the atmosphere, the heat, the lack of cooling in summer, the steady dry heat in winter, and the speakers above your head that are messing with your own private music. Now, if you tried to listen to the music above your head, it wouldn't work because your music has to be synchronized to what you are capable of performing. It has to be clear music and songs you like. You just can't listen to random music. So the speaker above your head is just pure distraction. It's utterly useless. On top of that, you also have to guard against distraction. Smells are a pretty big deal. And then people getting too close or walking up too close or staring at you or doing weird things hopped up on coffee. Another sad truth is that you shouldn't look around too much or pay too much attention to people staring at you. 99% of the people looking at you are the friendliest and kindest type of person, but there's always that one that you don't know where that's gonna come from. And the last thing you need is to worry about that. So, best thing you can do here is just focus on your exercise. Look forward, look back, don't look around too much. Though if someone is directly behind you, don't get upset with them. Either move or ask the front desk to help. Gyms don't usually allow staring. You're gonna have to find songs you like that are at the right speed, at the right BPM. A lot of your exercise is focusing, or as some bodybuilders call it, flowing. In order to achieve that flow, or dance trance as I call it, you're gonna need to move in sync with songs. So move to the beat, move to the drums. Because when you're twisting your body to hit the right pace, you're disrupting your distractions, and then time passes faster. Your songs can't be too fast, because then you will be forced to stop too often and thus get distracted, and they can't be too slow, as you are at the gym, and it's important that you do push your body. I came up with a little saying that goes like this: lift light, but not so light that you can lift more, and never so heavy that you must stop. Once you are doing standing dumbbell exercises, focused, relentless, spicy, for 2, or if you like me and used to like white chocolate, 3 hours, every day of the week, though you could take weekends off if your body wasn't healing right, and that you have become versed in drinking water before, during, and after exercise, and you know that drinking vegetable juice is really, really important, having realized that sharing DNA with a banana somewhat means that we have similar needs, that the blended vegetables won't be needing their guts. All the stuff is yours to consume now. Only now, if you still want to, you can, and hopefully not too often, grow muscle by simply, gently working your way up to first mix in and soon fully upgrade to heavier dumbbells. And you should know that 5-pound gaps between dumbbells are completely impossible. They are way too much. You can only ever move by 2.5 pounds. If your gym does not have 7.5 and 12.5 pound dumbbells, sneak in wrist weights. You might want to conceal them because they could be interpreted as external equipment and you may get in trouble. A 2.5 pound upgrade daily for 2 or 3 hours will have your organism adapt in weeks. Do you understand that? When you're doing it wrong, it takes 10 years. When you do it this way, it takes 10 months. Please realize that bodybuilding is not about the way you look. It's about health. It's about not having unnecessary fat, especially where your organs are. And it's about longevity. I suspect that this power of endurance that we slowly earn by gently increasing the duration of our workout is healing. Activates our body to fight back against old age. I know that this is not a scientific idea, but you can see how having your body ready to run a marathon means that your body is active and healthy and fully functional. And muscles are muscles. You hear it from the astronauts. They go up in space and they lose their muscle mass and they have to come back down here and earn it again. So it just takes a few months to lose a whole lot of muscle that you took many, many more months to earn. Focus on wiser things. Focus on longevity and health and a better lifestyle. And pushing back on the things that prevent you from going to the gym for extended periods of time. Those things are quite literally killing you. And I know that there's some part of you that wants to know why everyone is doing it wrong and why no one is saying anything. If I was back in high school, I'd be telling you that majority is always wrong. But this is both more complicated and simpler. People don't want to stick out. When they go to the gym, they're not there to learn, and often they are at their maximum. Their life is crushing them. They have worries and concerns and crud to deal with. They're not in a state of learning, and without learning, they're not going to progress. As to why you grew muscles once? Well, that's just because you went from not doing anything to doing something, even if that something is wrong. But because it is wrong, as you can understand, you will not grow your muscles again. In order to do that, you need that 2-hour non-stop dancing workout with dumbbells that your body can handle, and then keeping an eye out on mixing in heavier and switching to that weight. If muscles is what you want, then moving up in weight by that 2.5 pounds is when they grow. Lastly, if you are too large to go into a gym, know that what you really need is walking, because we are walking machines, and it is the walking that gets you the endurance, that gets you to that fast power walk with dumbbells. Gym basically serves as an umbrella with bathrooms. If you have that at the park, then the park is much better, because you won't overheat so much. You'll have your privacy, and there are not going to be too many people staring at you. Ultimate destination for a person who is large is the Appalachian Trail. You lose your weight, you get your muscles, and you drive down to Georgia, head for Springer Mountain, and start walking north, all the way up to Mount Katahdin in Maine. But again, you have to push back against what's preventing you from becoming healthy, preventing you from fighting for your life. Don't let your bullies win. Don't let them derail your entire existence, because they would wish for nothing more. Now, please understand that you are nature. You are an animal, and you must move. You must become an adventurer, and you must inherit your intellectual inheritance in the shape of narrated books that you listen to on the trails. As a human being, you are charged with growing up, growing all the way up, until you become a great being, and that can only mean listening to all the great books so that you can resume where the great beings left off.